bedtime story begins with the gentlest invitation, like a leaf tilting over still water and touching down without disturbing the lake. Just one soft ring, enough to let you know something tender is drawing near. You stand at the edge of a summer forest, where the scent of damp earth and tree sap blends into a fragrance as familiar as sun-dried blankets from childhood. And before you step in, you let your body do the simplest thing of all. Breathe. Inhale through your nose, slowly, letting the warm humidity of the summer night flow along your nasal bridge, down into your chest, opening soft spaces between your ribs. Hold it for a beat, long enough to hear your heart tap lightly like a spoon against porcelain. Then exhale through your mouth, letting your breath carry off the remnants of the day, the to-do lists, the words you didn't get to say, the concerns you forgot to put down, and let them melt away like mist into night. Do it again, and once more. So, each round of breath becomes the turning of a key, doors in the shoulders, the neck, the brow, a door in the chest, a door in the mind. Each door opens just wide enough for a gentle night to step in without asking. When you lift your eyes, the witch's house is already waiting ahead, as if it has always been there. A roof rising among juniper brambles and the scent of pine. Beeswax candles casting honey-colored bands through diamond-paned windows, and all around the forest standing silent, like a friend who knows how to listen. In this place, healing is simply a dance with nature, uncomplicated, unhurried, needing no proof at all. Tonight you will meet the three sisters again at that house. Sava bright and quick as a ray of light, Eva tender as a fine rain laid over a rose, and Elsa composed, with eyes that can read the smallest motions of the sky. They never hurry. They welcome you like family returning after a long time away. And they believe, as the forest believes in rain, that everything has its way. You walk. Each bare step meets the cool, soft, slightly sticky ground, like setting your feet on a carpet woven of moss and leaf mold, thick and cushioned. You hear your own even breathing. Somewhere leaves brush together into a warm stream of whispering. When your heart has slowed enough, you understand this is a night for rain, a night to shake off the thin dust of the day, a night to remember how light you are when you are not trying to be anything but yourself. And so, the story opens slow, rounded, warm, like a cotton towel steadily soaking into a basin of warm water, quiet yet soothing wherever it reaches. The final weeks of summer always make your heart more sensitive, like water at dawn, where even the faintest breeze can draw fine ripples. Suddenly, you find yourself missing the witch's house, the way you miss a cozy waiting room in a crowded station. Soft armchairs, a steaming cup of tea, and a welcoming gaze that understands what you haven't yet said aloud. When your eyes close, vivid ribbons of color move behind your lids, swaying in a slow, undulating rhythm like silk drawn through a breeze. A deep crimson ribbon appears first, warm as embers, retelling the evenings you slipped along thick forest paths with little fox. The clever fox pauses at each fork, glancing back as if to say, "Go slowly, the path will reveal itself." You feel in yourself the steadiness of small feet standing exactly where they wish to be. Lavender and silver blue follow, cool as a cloth laid on the brow, carrying you to the moonlit meadow where tiny fairies weave in circles, their wings smooth as nacre. Their crystal clear laughter falls like beads, and each bead that touches the ground becomes a small, persistent glow, the kind of light you can still see even with your eyes closed. An emerald ribbon flashes like leaves after rain. That is Sava's energy. She takes your hand and shows you how to lift an elbow, roll a shoulder, and allow your body to feel joy without any reason. Suddenly, everything returns to the simplicity of play. A ruby rose ribbon is Eva's embrace, the kind of arms that make you want to rest your head and drift into a short, safe sleep. There is the scent of wildflowers, of warm milk, of a kind voice saying, "It's all right. It will all be okay." An amethyst ribbon is Elsa's gaze. Her eyes don't pierce through others. They simply open like a doorway you pass through to see what waits beyond. There, the road behind softens, the road ahead softens, and you realize the only thing needed is a present choice. Life isn't only solemn, Sava says, her laughter ringing like a wind chime on the eaves. You define the world more than the world defines you, Elsa murmurs, her voice carrying a gentle weight, like a thin blanket over your chest, steadying your breath. And love always finds a way, Eva adds, brushing the back of your hand with a touch that makes every cell remember the exact shape of warmth. You find yourself nodding. Outside, the forest exhales, a long, grounded sigh, like the sound of someone truly relaxing. Tonight, the front yard turns into an open-air dining room, in the way only this place can manage. Natural, rustic, yet refined to every cup and every wood grain. On a long, dark wooden table that has likely witnessed many meals across many seasons, summer dishes gather in blocks of color, a bowl of forest berries, gleaming blue-violet like a rain-heavy sky. A plate of toast golden as sun-cured straw, a pale green salad of tender leaves, a dish of white cheese crumbling at the edges, and a jar of honey set beside beeswax candles, flames that glow in gentle gold rather than glare, smelling faintly of wax and flowers. Round cups carved with old motifs catch the moon and hold it in drifting silver flecks, tiny floating moons in water. With each turn of your wrist, the flecks change places, moving soft and slow like a waltz. At the fringe of the ferns, little fox has gathered. He bows and hops onto a small table Sava built from forest scraps. Nearby, the fox cubs, bright-eyed, carefully nibble fruit, looking up now and then, as if to ask, "Is this okay?" Above, tiny fairies pass by, trailing fine dust the color of moonstone. It lingers a while in the air and then settles onto the table like glittering grains of salt. You sit with Sava, Eva, and Elsa. Few greetings are needed. The feeling of belonging spreads, slow and sure, like a teacup warming your hands. Each time a cup touches another cup, the sound is a small, tidy, friendly yes. At the end of the meal, Elsa looks up. She doesn't stare at the clouds. She listens to them, listens with her skin, with the baby hairs at her nape, with bare arms sensing the new wind threading through. "Summer rain is coming," she says, voice soft as a whisper, yet everyone hears it clearly. The forest confirms at once. Canopies begin to brush with the faintest shiver. The garden's rose scent mixes with wild blossoms, and the smell of wet earth about to be born. Somewhere above, an invisible hand seems to open a door. The air shifts, and your heart, like a small bird in its nest, leans forward, eager to try soft wings. The first drop lands on the tablecloth with a precise little sound, plin. Then the second, plon. Childlike syllables pop into your mind and make you smile. Sava laughs aloud, as if she's just found her favorite childhood game in an old box. The sisters slip off their cloaks. Light layers of jewel-toned fabric ruby, deep blue, honey gold cling and billow as they step into the yard. Hems catch the rain and grow a little heavier, then lift again with each spin. Their hair, let loose, clings in strands to necks and shoulders, wild and gentle all at once. You rise. There's a small moment when the body asks, "May I?" and the heart answers, "Go." You step out with them, arms open, letting rain touch your fingertips, your cheeks, your eyelids. The first sensation is always cool, like the first sip of morning water. Then light as shrugging off a slightly tight coat you hadn't realized you'd worn for too long. The ground underfoot isn't cold. It's soft and a bit slick, letting your toes sink a little. Fine mud scalloping your skin like a greeting. Honeysuckle by the porch mixes with resin from the pines, mixes with the scent of earth meeting water all together. a forest perfume no perfumer could replicate. You turn once, not trying to be graceful, not trying to be right, just moving because it feels good. Then again and again, high above, the tiny fairies catch the rhythm. Their voices thin as silver thread, weaving into parts and curving lines that lift your body the way waves lift a boat. You open your mouth and taste the rain. There's the faintest metallic note, like touching a silver spoon to the tongue, and then the unmistakable freshness of a forest spring. And for a few minutes, perhaps more, you forget everything except the gentle joy resting beneath your sternum, glittering like raindrops caught on your lashes, in the shine of wet beeswax light and the moon slipping past a torn cloud. Rain gathers into thin veins, and the veins gather into pools. Elsewhere, they might be called puddles, but here they have a name: magic pools. Each pool is a wide, curious eye, so clear you can see the clouds above racing like children. You sit beside one and touch a fingertip to its surface, just enough to bloom a swirl of color that slowly closes like a water flower. When it settles, images rise, not grand scenes, but small pieces that fit your heart exactly. You are standing before a door and choosing to ring the bell, the first time you said no to something that once exhausted you. That morning, you rose half an hour early to walk your block, just to hear the birds before anyone could make noise. Each picture appears and fades, leaving a simple rightness. You have been brave, even if you didn't call it that then. Another magic pool glimmers to your right. When you lean in, the future peeks back with gentle, playful eyes. Not a single vision, but possibilities, each a bright grain veining across the surface. Somewhere, you see yourself radiant in a way that is perfectly your own. Elsewhere, you see yourself peaceful as a wicker chair on a porch. Anyone who sits there feels at ease. You look up. Sava, Eva, and Elsa are gazing into their own pools. Sava laughs at a mud-smeared painting from childhood. Eva blinks softly at the sight of a kitten cradled in her hands. Elsa smiles very slightly, as if hearing the riddle she has waited long to solve. The sisters turn and take your hands. 4 palms make a circle. Rain keeps falling through hair, over necks, through the fingers laced together. No one avoids the rain. Everyone simply lets it pass through. Let the rain wash away anything that dims your light, Elsa says, and her words stroke your heart like a gentle hand. You inhale deeply, drawing in the hope brightening in your chest, and exhale eased. Laughter heals too, especially the kind that bursts out without intention, when the only thing you're conversing with is joy, your laughter, and Sava's, and Eva's, and Elsa's, darts back and forth among the leaves, and each returns sounds as if filtered through warm resin, younger, lighter, clearer. You suddenly remember there are conversations without words, between rain and forest, between forest and people, between people and people. And now you are standing inside one of them, at the center of your chest. A small point of warmth awakens, at first no more than a firefly's glow, then slowly expanding into a gentle corona of golden light. It feels as if someone has hung a tiny fairy lantern inside your ribcage. Not glaring, not hot, but steady and faithful. Above you, the thin clouds part. The moon appears, not stark white, but milk silver. Those two lights, the moon outside and the lantern within, regard one another like kin. They acknowledge each other, then stand still together so you can breathe fully. When the rain stops its play and settles into a soft murmur on the leafed roof, Sava gives a signal. The three sisters guide you along the porch, past rows of rain-wet white daisies, to a small wooden hut tucked beside the garden, where every night the forest keeps a pocket of warmth for anyone in need. On the wooden door, moonflowers are carved, their petals giving off the faintest inner glow, as though they are breathing. Inside, the elixir of warm rest is waiting. It is not merely a drink. It is a warm ritual that embraces the body from outside to in, from skin to heart, from the cadence of breath into the cradle of sleep. The air carries the scent of dry wood, orange peel, dried mugwort, and the thinnest halo of warm milk. You sit on a bench, your back against wood that has soaked up heat. The surface sends a gentle current into your spine, like a loved one's hand laid between your shoulder blades on the days you are weary. Elsa slowly pours the thick, jade-colored elixir into a cup, steam rising like early mist. Eva scatters a few white daisy petals across the surface. They drift very slowly, like the paper boats you used to float down a ditch as a child. Sava sprinkles a little powdered forest fruit, dried and ground the red-violet dust fans into a fine streak, then sinks. You lift the cup, letting the warmth touch your lips first, then your nose, before you take a small sip. The ripe sweetness of the forest fruit arrives first, followed by the daisy's note like a small hand, turning softly at the nape of your neck, letting you loosen one level more. As you swallow, the warmth flows down your throat, undoing invisible knots along the way to your chest. When it reaches your chest, it pauses as if to greet the fairy lantern shining there, then continues to your belly, spreading through your limbs. Wherever it passes, weariness separates, like fog meeting sunlight. You don't know how long you sit. You only know that time here stretches and contracts according to the needs of sleep when needed. It lengthens like a shaded road. When needed, it shortens to a single step across a sill. When the cup of elixir of warm rest is half gone, Elsa asks with her eyes, "Warm enough?" You smile and nod. You are warm enough to return to the main house to save the remaining warmth for the sleep to come. The main room of the witch's house now feels like a great nest. The glow of the elixir of warm rest has become a thin halo that lies over the wooden walls, the table and chairs, the window frames. It does not blaze. It simply burnishes everything, as though adding a layer of clear varnish. You sink into a large armchair draped in thick fabric. From the corner comes the softest patter of steps. The family cat, no one ever knows from where it comes or where it goes, pads toward you, its back a gentle curve, eyes half closed. It plops into your lap like a warm bag of sand, flicks its tail once, then curls into a ball and begins to purr. The sound isn't loud, but it's steady enough to settle your heartbeat, like someone in the next room pouring water with even hands. Sava lays a hand on your shoulder. Her touch is leaf-light yet as clear as words in dark ink. Remember to dance, the body is a joyful compass. You nod, thinking of dances with no music, no audience, no particular purpose, only joy. Eva smiles, eyes softly arched. Love anything that lacks enough love has simply not had enough time. You know she means the things you thought had cooled. In truth, they are only waiting for a little more faithfulness, a little more patience, a little more gentleness. Elsa does not say much. She looks her gaze a clear mirror in which you see how straight you stand when you do not try to stand straight. You do not have to control time, she says at last, softly. You only need to choose, and healing is a choice. Set inside your heart, the sentence finds a snug place of its own. It does not need to be repeated. You remember a small promise that deserves to be spoken aloud, though no one requires it. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you will carry tonight's kindness outward to share it with a person, with a cat, with a thirsty flower, with yourself on a slack noon. Not much, only something true. The back staircase creaks in its familiar voice, like an old friend who, upon reunion, tells you a few small stories. You know each step by heart. The third leans a little, the eighth complains louder than the rest, and the one near the top is always cool because the breeze often slips through there. Your sleeping nook opens right after the turn, a slanted slice of thatched roof, a small diamond window still beaded with rain, a low shelf with only a few books thin, picture-rich, easy to read before sleep. On the bed lies a soft white quilt, puffed like a cloud, its edge trimmed in smooth, cool fabric. A single touch brings the scent of sunlight, the smell of cloth brought in just after noon. You change into linen sleepwear, the kind of friendly fabric that makes you want to breathe deeper. Little Fox has likely returned to his tree hollow, curled up with the little ones. The tiny fairies still visit the window sometimes, leaving a round bead of light clinging to the pane. Night softens notch by notch, like turning a lamp lower. You slide into bed and pull the soft quilt up to your chest. Its light weight settles over you like a promise. It is safe here. Through the window, rain taps the glass with small fingers. The rhythm isn't perfectly even, but even enough that your mind gives up counting. All that's needed now is stillness, still as a ripe apple resting on straw, still as a boat that has reached its berth. You turn your head to one side, rest your cheek on the cooler patch of pillow. Inhale long, exhale through your mouth, and listen to the purr seeping from somewhere in the house through wooden walls, like a lullaby that existed before. Language, the elixir of warm rest, is no longer a cup to drink. It has become a warm boundary around you, keeping your sleep safe from thin winds. Everything is in its rightful place. The weight of your body is suddenly held completely. The feeling that comes only when one trusts the mattress beneath the back, the quilt over the chest, the room one lies in, the people who live in this house, the forest around it, the sky above. All of them agree that there is a place for you to sleep tonight. You hear the rain whisper through the window glass, not in words, but in an old lullaby that has rocked trees into growing, calmed the earth, taught streams not to hurry to the sea, and lulled the infant within every grown person who still sleeps well when a hand rests gently on their back. You float upon that lullaby, drifting through soft blue realms, the realm of magic, the realm of love, the realm of hope, the realm of clear dreams. If a final thought glides by before you fully sink, it might be this: tomorrow may be different, but for now, this is enough. When now is enough, tomorrow will have a kind place to begin. So lay down even the beautiful thoughts you hoped to finish thinking. They won't run away. They will wait for you on the corner of the desk, on the windowsill, at the bedside, on the 8th step that always creaks exactly where they should wait. Find the magic again. Find the love again. Find the hope again. Find your way to sleep. It is time to dream. Good night.